Much of society has been designed by men for men, and women were rarely consulted on the design originally. Because now it just seems this is what it is, people don't think about it or redesign it. Today, we are bringing to light the many ways women are still overlooked in society. But before we get into the topic today, we thought a disclaimer is warranted. When we say men and women in the episode, we are referring to the average cis man and average cis woman, either in the US or in the world, because that is how the data is presented in the book. We cannot speak on intersex or trans men and trans women because that data wasn't present in the book, and it's also not our lived experience, so we did not discuss those topics in this episode. With that, let's get into it. Welcome to Let's Be Briefed. I'm Sarah,
And I'm Sydney.
and today I wanted to discuss the book Invisible Women, which was written by Criado Perez, and it came out in 2019. I read it pretty soon after it was released, and I've been talking to people about it as I can and as people are interested, but this might be something different that maybe not everyone's gonna want to listen to, but I don't know. But it's a fact that often women's perspectives are overlooked in society.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like necessarily on purpose, but it still happens just because it's the default now. But we're gonna get into some examples that I thought were surprising that I didn't even think about from the book, but
Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah, this is probably gonna make me really mad.
it does. Every single time I read it again, it makes me mad. But it's important to talk about still, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, men are considered the default in society, and I think it's really like subconscious at this point for a lot of people. But like, let me give a couple of examples. So, first, in languages that have gendered words, so like not English, but something like German, the male word is the default, and the female has like an otherness to it. So, like for example, in German, Anwalt means lawyer, but it also means male lawyer. So, like to say lawyer is the male default.
Oh.
And Anwältin is female lawyer, so the word is just an adapted version of already the male word.
Yeah, that definitely has like an otherness. Like,
Yeah,
all lawyers are men unless you specify otherwise.
right. It is an inherent, like, I think, like teachers, most languages that have gendered forms of the word the default will be the male word.
Right.
But it also kind of reminds me of like once a woman gets married, she becomes like Mrs. like MRS, which is like Misters, like possessive in my mind. But like men are always
Yeah.
Mister, regardless if they're married.
Right.
So like I don't like
Yeah,
that.
why do we change it?
Yeah. And also that women are expected to take the men's last name, and I feel like that's becoming less common now, but
I know at least two people who have the man has taken the woman's last name.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like just whichever one's cooler you should take. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
But
keep mine because I don't want to be a top ham.
yeah, that's true. I don't know who I would be, I guess, yet, but
Right.
it's weird. Like you can't plan what your name will be because you don't know who the guy will be. Like
Yeah.
that's weird. I think I would keep mine.
It's just easier, especially like you have a career. Think
Yeah.
about all this stuff. Even just someone trying to email you and
Yeah,
they
all
can't
your
find you in
stuff
the
has to
address book.
change. Right, that's true. Ugh. Yeah, I wouldn't like that, but yeah, a few other examples of how men are the default, like largely in society. There was a study in 2015 that took all papers published in 2014 on human computer interactions, and they found the top 5 words, which they all seem to be like gender neutral words. So it was user, participant, person, designer, and researcher. And then they instructed participants to think about each word for 10 seconds and draw an image of it. So for the male participants, only designer was interpreted as male less than 80% of the time. Still 70% of the time, they drew
Yeah.
designer as male. And women were like slightly better, but they still read the words as male more often than female, except for the words participant and person, which was about 50-50. So, like, I guess to me it makes sense
We
men would
all
think,
just,
right. That's the sad part. Is women also
yeah.
thought men more than women.
That is sad.
Because to me it makes sense if you're a guy, you're gonna think of a guy, I guess.
Right. But if women do it too,
Yeah, that's the sad part. I do this. If someone says
I do too.
cousin, I think of a boy first, or like teacher. Like I think of a guy for
Or
anything.
nurse. Like if you said my cousin is a nurse, what would you think? Woman.
Yeah, maybe I
But
would think of a
nurses can be
woman now. When
men.
I was younger, I thought of a man every single time, regardless of the word. But
Uh
maybe
oh.
now I would think of a woman first, because now
Or
I,
if you said my cousin is a doctor, I feel like you would assume man.
yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm biasing myself because I
I do.
thought
I
of a,
think men a lot more.
yeah, I definitely think of men a lot more, but I guess it does depend on the word now. When I
If
was
you said
younger, it
mechanic,
was, I think of a guy probably.
yeah.
I don't know. Because definitely in high school, every single time someone said something, I would assume it was a guy, which I think was problematic. But now that I'm older, I think of girls more, I think. But I don't know. I don't know, but it is sad that the girls, like all the women, thought of a male first still.
Yeah.
But Um, another example is like it's a little older, but researchers analyzed G-rated movies, so for children, released between 1990 and 2005, and found that only 28% of the speaker roles were female characters.
Oh,
And women only made up 17% of background crowd scenes.
what?
Yeah,
Okay.
which I don't know, it reminds me of when people start putting like women more in TV and stuff, and people are like, oh, this is too much now.
Right, or like it's like they're trying too hard, they're pushing,
Right,
like,
yeah. But it's not even half still.
right.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm already getting a little agitated, I guess. Now we're just gonna be the emotional women talking about how women are invisible and no one's gonna listen to us.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't want to get into every single example in the book because there's a lot in the book. And if you want, just read the book yourself.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I kind of wanted to talk about ones that I thought were more surprising or like things I didn't really think of. So hopefully they're more eye-opening to like the people listening too. So first is like bathroom design. So I do always think of like why do the women's bathrooms almost always have like a line and the men's have nothing?
Right.
And this explains it a little bit. Like most bathrooms for men and women have the same amount of floor space allotted, which when you think about it, it's like, okay, that's equal, maybe.
Right.
But like men's bathrooms have stalls and urinals, and women's can only have stalls.
Right.
So already they have more availability in the same footprint. But also women on average take 2.3 times longer to go to the bathroom than men.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, because even if you had the exact, like, even if you gave women the extra stalls that the men have urinals for, it still wouldn't be, you still wouldn't take care of the line completely.
Right.
So we really should redesign our bathrooms. I don't know. No one cares though. That's the problem.
Right.
Women just deal with the line.
Yeah, we just deal with everything.
I
We
know.
just deal with it.
Right. Because, yeah, like when you go to the bathroom, women are more likely to have children with them or like elderly or disabled people because they do more of the care for those people. So they're going to take longer.
Oh.
And also, women have periods. So that's going to take longer. And there's also pregnant women who just go to the bathroom more. So they're going to
Right.
be there more frequently and cause more of a line. And also, apparently, I didn't know this, women are more than 8 times more likely to have a urinary tract infection than men.
I knew that because women have short urethras or
Oh.
something.
I knew women got it more often, but I didn't know it was 8 times more likely.
I didn't either. Mark got a UTI. He probably does not want me sharing this, but he got a UTI once, and they automatically put female on his medical
You
chart
told me that,
because it
yeah.
was a UTI.
Right.
And then they tried to order a pregnancy test, and the nurse came in for the first time, and she was like, are you male by birth or by choice? And he's like, or female. Are you female
Oh.
by birth or by choice? And he goes, I'm not.
I am a man. Oh
Yeah,
no.
I'm 6 feet, 6'3", like, and look like a male and have, like, he just very male
Yeah.
presenting. It was so funny.
Yeah, I guess they should not just jump to conclusions though, but I'm glad I've never had one, I don't think so.
I have.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. To me, this reminds me though of like equality versus equity. Because like you could say it's equal now, but it's not equitable because
Right.
of these other factors, which I think people get
Yeah.
hung up on, that it's like equality
The
versus, yeah,
same.
right.
Right. I don't think we value equity enough.
Yeah, I don't think we do either. So women still do majority of the unpaid labor in the world, which is about 75% of the unpaid work. This was one from a study in 2015, which that's a lot. I knew women did a lot of unpaid work, but not 75% of the world's work.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the average for women is 3 to 6 hours every day, compared to men's average of 30 minutes to 2 hours every day.
I live in a progressive household where I
Yeah.
don't do any of the unpaid
I
work.
was thinking of that when I was typing this. I was like, oh, Sydney's got it good. I mean, my
I
dad
don't
does
know.
most of the housework. So like I grew up in a unusual
Yeah.
environment, I guess, because my dad does a lot of the cleaning. Um, I guess my mom does cooking, but like my dad does the dishes and most of the
Yeah, I
cleaning.
cook.
Oh,
I
that's true,
cook.
you'd
I
cook,
used
yeah.
to do a lot of the grocery shopping, but Mark only values food that he bought first. Like, or not values it, but like, he. If I buy him something thinking he's gonna eat it, there's a pretty good chance he won't end up eating it. We'll just throw it away.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Sometimes I try to guess and it doesn't go well.
Yeah,
Or just like because he didn't buy it, he's not as conscious of it going bad, but I'm the same way when he buys the food. So
that's true. You guys should have like a little whiteboard on the outside or something.
we usually we try to talk through it and order stuff, but like I always have something in mind that I want to buy for my meals for the week, and then he eats fucking 10 pounds of chicken and 10 pounds of frozen vegetables. But if I'm like, maybe he'll want apples this week, I'm
Oh,
gonna get him some apples, they're all going
yeah, you're
bad.
trying to get a treat and it's like, nah.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I need to find someone as well that will do more of the unpaid labor. But I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of it does include like taking care of kids, the elderly, obviously running errands, cleaning, cooking. So like, I don't plan on taking care of kids or the elderly. So,
Right.
but that is,
But yeah, that stuff does fall on women by default, and if the
yeah,
woman doesn't do it, it's like notable.
right. Yeah, and if the guy does it, a lot of guys will be like, "Oh, don't I get praise for doing my basic
Yeah.
life tasks?" And
Yeah.
it's like, no.
Right. That's very true.
But yeah. Also like women are working 40 hours or more as well, like as doing these. Like men didn't like on average start doing more of this obviously once women started working full time. Because women are still doing like 75% of it. So
Right.
to have to do
And women are
both,
now. There's some women who are the breadwinner
yeah,